To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WDW Fanboys podcast.
Hello.
I'm Jonathan Hopkins, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Brett Bennett and Spencer Coleman.
Hello.
And today is Sunday, August 4th, and this will be episode 180.
It's my birthday.
Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday.
It's my birthday.
Today is Spencer's birthday, or, well, when this gets released will be Spencer's
Sunday,
birthday.
Yes.
And we will be at Cape May.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally old enough to vote?
He's been old enough to vote.
I know, but it took him a while to figure that out.
Yeah, he's old enough to drink now. Yes.
Legally.
So for everyone at home that can't be with Spencer, have a drink on him.
Yep.
Yes. Our show is sponsored by Pixie Vacations. Pixie Vacations is an authorized Disney travel agent. They offer fee-free bookings to Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Lines, and Adventures by Disney. You can find links to their site on our homepage, or you can give them a call directly at 678-815-1584. Let's see, a couple things today. Alright, so yesterday I went to Magic Kingdom. Pirates was done with their 3-day refurb. I met up with Christy and a fan of the show, met up with fans of the show, Alex and Christy, and we went on the Pirates, and we were running around the queue trying to figure out what they changed in the refurb. Come to find out, I thought it was just the seats, but actually they replaced the whole fleet of boats with newer boats on the ride. And it's more of a... I put pictures on Facebook, but it's more of a plastic bench seat, and it doesn't seem like there's any individual spots.
Just a bench seat.
Yeah, it's just a plain bench seat, but it does add a little bit more legroom, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Does it still have sandpaper seats?
No.
For your butt? Oh.
No. But they do have like handles, plastic handles in front.
For that drop.
Yeah.
That's
And,
it.
That's
That big drop.
But I tell you this though, if you get enough people in one row, like we had, you still, if you have your feet flat on the bottom, you can still feel the boat kind of stressing and feeling when it goes over that bump. So.
Gotta put those trim brakes on there, you know?
Yeah. So that was it. The only other thing that we noticed is that they had blocked off the where they have the when you first enter, you can go one or the other way. Well, they finally blocked that off. I think they're getting people getting used to it, so when they do switch over to Fast Pass and enforce it, that they're going that way. Other than that, there wasn't really anything changed in the attraction itself. Didn't look like they cleaned it up or anything. It doesn't look bad.
Redhead's in a bikini now.
Yeah. The fog effect in the beginning is still kind of messed up. It's still distorted, and same with the mermaid scenes. There's still too much bubbles and everything else. It's still, well, I correct that. On the left-hand side, it's still kind of messed up. On the right-hand side, it's actually better. I did see the mermaid really clear on the right-hand side.
I did see right after the mermaids that Ariel's still in the boat.
Yes, yeah. We actually, when Alex and Christy, when we were on it first, there was a little girl that said, "Look, Mommy, Ariel," pointing to the mermaid skeleton, which we all got a chuckle out of that. So that was fun.
Already a dark side of Disney.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. When we did meet up with Josh Fenton and Brett finally joined us at Magic Kingdom yesterday, we were walking past New Fantasyland, and I turned and I looked at this guy and I'm like, he looks familiar, and it was actually another fan of the show, Brandon Bernard, and we talked a little bit, and but he had his kid with him, so he's on vacation, so he was busy and everything else. I think he had 8 fast passes for like Splash Mountain or something.
Right. Yeah, we chatted for a few minutes. It was good seeing him. Nice to see fans of the show.
Yeah. So, especially now with this attempt of recording the podcast and throwing them up on YouTube also, you'll be able to pick us out
Very nice. Except
at
for
the
Brett.
parks. Except for Brett, yeah. Brett is hiding. But that is Brett's arm. I can confirm that. I've got my Captain EO shirt, which I was at Ellen's Energy at Epcot, and one of the cast members was just fascinated by it. He just loved it. He's like, it's an awesome shirt, and kept asking me if I was a CM or something, and I was like, no.
Nah, dude, no.
Did you tell him it wasn't a complete rainbow? It was the Captain Neo insignia?
No, he knew. He knew exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And I was shocked, because he was like a younger dude.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, if he's an Epcot Attractions
That's
cast
true.
member.
Yeah.
Hey, the one today, when I was trying to set him up, and I was recording my question, which was, when does Dreamfinder come out?
Yeah.
He was really quick. He was right on top of it.
Yeah, he was spot on.
I was pretty impressed. He knew exactly. He answered the question. He answered it
What did he
dead on.
say?
He didn't. Somebody just said, "I'm sorry, Dreamfinder doesn't
was
come
on
out
vacation.
anymore."
He never comes out anymore. Yeah.
He just, he's not here anymore. He's no longer comes out with Figment. He's not part of the Imagination Pavilion anymore. Type of response.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Which today we did, or actually, I'm sorry, when we're recording this, whenever. What is today? Thursday?
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to Epcot for a little bit, met up with Josh Fenton again, fan of the show, and Ken didn't really do anything. I mean, we went on Spaceship Earth and just kind of walked around. I'm playing this new game on the Android called Ingress, and I know it's geeky, but it's fun. If any of you guys have played it, let me know. We can send each other's handles and talk
It's a lot
to
of
each other
fluff,
on
but
it.
it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Other than that, just been it, going to different parks and everything else. Anything going on with you guys?
Not much personally. I mean, heck, been working all the time, so you guys are hanging out and doing fun stuff without me.
Well,
But
I actually get a couple days off a week. So when I'm not getting calls and texts from the store, from employees that are freaking out because they can't find a certain form, then I'm actually trying to enjoy myself at the parks.
That's it. Well, as today's episode's gonna be out is my birthday, and we're recording this on the Thursday, so this weekend I'll probably hit up the parks quite a bit. I have a mysterious resort stay. My girlfriend has planned out a resort stay for Sunday night for my birthday, and I have no idea where it is.
All Star Sports.
That's
You're
that's
slumming
gonna
it.
be it. Yeah, probably. Not even on property. Just
No,
She brought extra.
the Days Inn on 192.
oh,
She brought extra underwear and bathing suits, so you guys can hang them over the balcony.
that's
Like
it.
the Brazilians.
Yep.
Perfect.
Like any of them.
Perfect.
That'd be cool if it was like Grand Floridian.
Floridian?
Floridian.
Florida?
I still can't talk.
Oh. In other news.
Oh! The other thing, I finally got my Stormtrooper in, which I posted on Facebook, but here it is again in all its glory.
For all you audio listeners out there, it is there, I promise.
Yes, yeah. You'll have to go to YouTube and watch this again.
It looks just like Jonathan
Yes.
Yeah.
in his younger days.
They did get my beard, which I was glad,
Yes.
So,
Yes.
other than that, what was, still working on the Grand Floridian DVC.
Coming along quite nicely.
Yeah, it's coming along quick.
It's pretty. I like it. Looks exactly the same.
Magic Kingdom bus stops. They, when I was riding on the monorail before I met up with you earlier in the day, they've got, what they're working on right now is all the pavement work. And they've got most of that done, and they have the roofs and everything done. And so, like you said, they're just waiting to put those up.
4 of them I've actually started putting up.
Right.
One thing I've noticed is they don't do all of one thing and then go back and do another thing and back. They'll start doing one thing, and then when they're maybe 75% done, they'll start the next phase and get that started, so that by the time they're completely finished with the first phase, they're already maybe halfway through the second phase and get ready to start on the third phase. So they've already got 4 of the rooftops done for that row of bus stops.
Spencer, when we were at Contemporary,
Yes.
remember when they were working on, I think, the second floor, that office where they had put up that wall
by the
Ball-
convention room. Yeah,
Yeah,
ballroom.
yeah.
Not convention.
We walked past it yesterday. That's all they've done.
Really?
That's it. They like barely painted that wall to kind of match the color,
Oh.
and they put up just a real basic door, and that's it. That's all they've done to it.
Jeez.
I wonder if they're doing anything like inside of it.
Who knows?
And they just kind of put it up as a construction wall.
Right. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Speaking of the contemporary, the California Grill is expected to open the end of September.
Okay.
So I'm guessing if
Oh,
unforeseen circumstances happen, October
Obviously.
the latest.
Yeah.
But it's
I gotta
gonna
get
be
up there. I've
completely
never
revamped.
I've never been up there.
Well, it's being your first time up
Yeah.
there. It's going to be completely new, so it's pretty much going to be like everybody's first time going
Yeah,
up there. Now
that's
that
the
this
problem
is done.
too. Is when it first opens.
Yeah,
And especially when I'm sorry. When did you say?
the end of September,
Yeah.
possibly October, if something.
That's still a slow season,
Yeah.
so that might be
Yeah.
okay. I tell you
That is
this.
the start of the Halloween parties too. so,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm trying. I would like to go to be our guest. I messed up yesterday. I was going to go for quick service, and I missed the cutoff time, and then they were closed for dinner. And
get there when they get there like around 10 when they first open, and you've got a good chance of getting in for lunch quick
Yeah.
service.
I went on the website and for a party of one for dinner at any time, 180 days, I haven't seen anything. I went through and checked every day last night. I couldn't find anything open. So,
Jeez. But touching on Be Our Guest too, real quick. Saw it on the Twitter earlier today. Sorry, once again, don't know the source, don't remember. But somebody had put that they were making Fast Pass Plus reservations, as part of a test. And one of their Fast Pass reservations is actually for a quick service Be Our Guest for lunch.
wow.
Yeah. There's a selection now that you can get a Fast Pass for standing in line for a quick service meal.
You
at
know
Be
what?
Our Guest.
I don't have a problem with that, but if you skip out on it
Right.
and don't claim it, I hope you lose that slot.
Right.
That was the other thing. Was it you that were discussing it, or was it Alex that was discussing it about how Fast Pass is going to work? As far as if Fast Pass Plus, it was
Attraction
Alex.
closer?
What?
Over what?
What it was the way Alex was explaining it is Fast Pass Plus. Let's say you've got 3 rides on your Fast Pass Plus for the day, and let's say it's one of them is for Thunder Mountain, and Thunder Mountain goes 101 because of rain. You don't lose that Fast Pass slot, as if you had just skipped it.
Oh,
So-
sorry about that earlier.
Were you?
It was on there, yeah, look.
Oh, I'm
Fast
sorry.
Pass Plus ride closures.
I'm sorry. Then
But-
you can talk about
But
it.
we'll continue on. I'll just continue on from where you got. If the ride goes 101 and it closes for your entire time slot for the whole hour that your Fast Pass Plus reservation is, then if it's early enough in the day, probably pre-noon, maybe even pre-3 o'clock, something like that, they will give you, I think it was something like up to 8 options or a number of options for Fast Pass reservations that you can take at that moment or later in the day. But if it's like evening or at nighttime and you have a reservation that has to be canceled, not by your own fault, but by Disney's fault, then you get a choice of reservations for the next day. But if it's your last day, you're kind of out of luck.
Okay. Yeah. That kind of makes sense.
Kind of.
As far as AP is it like 3 slots a day?
From what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be the same exact thing, and it looks like it's going to be the same, 150, 180 days out, too, that you can start making them.
Okay.
So it's like,
Now,
might
I
as well
wonder-
just go and plan every single day.
Yeah, I wonder if I could plan every single day and just,
Right.
as long as I...
Every day. 300,
Yeah.
Every day get on and go 180 days from now and get like Space Mountain. And
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows? We'll see, I guess.
Someone... I like the idea of the system, and I like the fact that it might start regulating lines as far as how people buck the system now by getting fast passes, and they have fast pass, but if standby seems to be slow because everyone's in fast pass, they'll do that, and then they'll also use up the fast pass slot too.
Right.
This way, I hope too that with the active tracking on seeing where traffic flow is with guests, that they'll be able to regulate the lines, and you won't have these obscure like we went on Pirates, and Pirates said it was a 40-minute wait. Really, it was like a 10-minute or 20-minute wait. You know, so those wait times are really skewed because they can't have an accurate number because they're just running those red cards through. You know,
and I guarantee you, the majority of the time is not even the flick card. The little red card they'll hand you. FLIC stands for Factual Line Information Card, FLIC, and that's what they call it.
Okay.
But it's a manager that's going to say, change the sign to this time.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if a ride jumps from 30 minutes to 90 minutes, you're not going to know until 90 minutes from now.
Right.
Because those cards are only scanned at the beginning and at the end, and cast members will hold those cards too. I've seen them hold cards for up to 15 minutes at a time, and then they scan them back in.
Yeah.
So the majority of the time, it's based on where managers see that the line is.
Yeah, they're trying to push guests to one side of the park or the other.
Right.
And that way you eliminate that. But, not everyone's going to opt out of the act of tracking. There's going to be enough people that they'll probably get enough data points.
Oh, I guarantee you that hardly anybody's going to realize to opt out of the act of tracking.
Yeah, because I believe it's an opt-in automatically.
Right.
And then you have to opt out of it.
Exactly.
You can go ahead.
I don't know. What do I was going to say. My girlfriend's parents are coming down during August, so this month, I guess. And we were trying to figure out how we could get them Magic Bands or Magic Band testing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And from what other people had seen, they had just logged onto the MyDisneyExperience.com, and it popped up a thing saying Magic Bands, reserve yours now. So we went on there, put in their information stuff or their reservation stuff. And nothing popped up, so we played around with the website a little bit, made some, not reservations, but you can plan out your day on there, and it'll just give you a little schedule that'll print out or whatever. But then the next day or the day after, logged onto the website again, and then it popped up, reserve your Magic Bands now. And so, I don't know, maybe if you play around on the site enough, it's going to say, you want to go ahead and do this? But she lives here, obviously. But her parents coming in from Texas, and she's on the reservation, so she was going to try to get the Magic Bands sent to her, but then it said they were lumped together with Magical Express tickets and something else.
Okay.
So they got sent to her parents' house or whatever, but look cool from what I've seen so far. The exact same boxes, Mrs. Incredible, Elastigirl or whatever on the front of it.
It's got the name on front. The little details like that. Hey, people, I get a kick out of that kind of stuff.
It's cute.
That's the only thing about living down here. I miss going to the hotels and them telling me welcome home.
Aww.
Yeah. But that's just me. But going around the parks, since I've been playing Ingress on an Android, but I also have an iPhone, I've been using the My Magic app on both. And a couple things. Disney's Wi-Fi still sucks.
Yes.
And their cellular service sucks. I will get LTE, but what they're doing is they're capping it. What I mean is the speed. For people that don't realize it, when you have LTE, check in your area, like go to speedtest.net and there's apps for it. And you should be getting around like 15 megabytes download and like 3 to 5 megabytes upload. At the Disney parks, it's capped because it will jump up, but then it will stop at like 1 meg up or 1 meg down. Ooh. But then it goes up to like 5 megabytes upload. So you can upload quicker than you can download, and that's a big problem, especially with the smartphone apps and everything. Now, I don't know if that's because they're switching from Verizon to AT&T as a sponsor, but I wouldn't suspect them changing out the equipment.
Right.
They could, because I know in my office building in Cleveland, we actually had a repeater for LTE that was Verizon equipment.
Right.
So if we were to switch to AT&T, they would pull that out and AT&T would come and put their equipment. I don't know if that's the same thing with Disney. It could be. Maybe they're still swapping out. All I know is I've done it at all 4 parks. I've done speed tests on both devices, and the same thing. The speed on the LTE sucks, and Wi-Fi is hit or miss. Now, the big problem with the Wi-Fi I have is that's their whole big thing with the Magic Bands, is it works with your smartphones for geolocation.
Right.
The problem is I'm walking around trying to geolocate, and since the Wi-Fi is so sporadic, it doesn't know exactly where I'm at in the park. And that's the problem I'm having with the Magic app. Now, luckily, I got pulled twice already for a survey, and I did the one survey, and I told on the survey itself, here's what your problem is with your app, here's what your problem is with your service. And the problems I have with the app is when you try to do a dining reservation,
Right.
sometimes it crashes.
Yeah.
It's still very buggy. And then two, there's just too much information, but it's not easily accessible. Like, you got to go through menu to menu to menu. You've got to make it simple. You know, most average smartphone users want all the information that they need right then and there. I don't know why I have to hit here and now. The phone should just automatically know, the program should know that I'm in the park based on like a geofencing fence around the property.
Now, it's funny that you say that because I've loaded the app multiple times, and it won't load the wait times in the app unless you're in the park.
Yeah.
And I've had the app, I've opened it up on my phone, and on the loading screen, on the main screen, before it loads the main screen, it'll say loading, and then it'll say Magic Kingdom Park,
Yeah.
Epcot, Hollywood Studios. It knows where you're at most of
Yeah.
the time. I mean, I've even been driving on, I think, World Center Drive, and it just randomly popped up, Beach Club Resort.
Yeah.
It's,
Or the other issue I had today, I was at Epcot, so I tried to find restaurants that are around me, and it was showing me restaurants at Magic Kingdom. So there's some issues with it, and I guess that's why they're doing their surveys, to get some feedback on people that actually use it. But
right.
yeah, it's got a lot of work to be done to it before they actually release that part of it. But you know, they've got the kiosks, so
Right.
hopefully they can manage it a little bit better, because the release date for the like a full blown release is rumored to be on October.
October, what I heard. Manager talked about it. Said October is what they're hoping. But then I heard other rumors on Twitter or whatever that it's 2014 now, and it's like, come on.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
it's not Avatar Land.
Oh, which Avatar, the actual movie, is slated for what? Three
Sequels,
more
three
now.
sequels, yeah.
Oof.
2016, 17, and 18, or 15,
Yeah.
16, 17.
Wow.
So, well, we'll wait and see, because who knows with James Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, he takes forever and that kind of stuff. What else is happening?
Let's see, what else we have? Maybe we can talk a little bit about Candlelight Procession. We're still a few months out, holiday season. But they got a fairly decent all-star cast coming this year, more so than I think in years past. You have old favorites like Whoopi Goldberg coming back again. I don't know if Neil Patrick Harris is confirmed at this point. He might be. But I think it's definitely rumored that he will come back this year, because Neil Patrick Harris is obviously pretty much for the younger crowd, the number one person that they want to see. And I've seen lines stretching to Mexico for Neil Patrick Harris in years past, from America to Mexico.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have
Why not?
whatever. We have Whoopi Goldberg. We have No, I know. I'm getting to there. Oh yeah, we have Whoopi Goldberg. We have Sigourney Weaver confirmed as well, which should be interesting.
Is she gonna reenact her alien scene?
I hope so. I hope she reenacts the one from Great Movie Ride, where
I was
she's
gonna
just
say,
like.
it's better than that one. That's pretty plastic.
But I thought honestly I've never actually sat down for a Candlelight Processional. I've stood on the fence and watched it a few times. But doesn't the narrator have to sing?
I don't know.
Which is why it's like Whoopi Goldberg. That's why they have a country music artist. Whoopi Goldberg can sing. I guess she still can. Neil Patrick Harris, I know, can sing.
Yeah.
Sister Act
And
doesn't count.
Sister Act doesn't count. But then you have Sigourney Weaver, which and then also just confirmed is Gary Sinise. I think I'm saying that right, which is Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Or you younger folks
Give
might
me
know
back
him.
my son.
Might know him from Mission Space as well. Your flight commander thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's confirmed for Candlelight Processional now. So start getting your dining reservations booked.
I actually might go and see the Gary Sinise one.
He was here last year.
Was he?
Yeah, he was there for 2012 Candlelight.
I don't think his hairline's risen anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still played with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That just reminds me of something. You know how they have 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
We should do 7 degrees of Walt Disney. Like to connect people back to Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not hard.
Yeah.
Oh well. But keeping on Epcot and coming this fall and later this year, the new food and wine menus have been released for this year.
Changes that you know of?
You always have a couple new booths this year. Honestly, I haven't looked at them yet, which isn't good prepping. But from what I've seen, it should be a good year. Hell of a lot better than the flower and garden food and whatever that they tried to do earlier this year.
Okay, it was better than nothing. But
I think I saw that they were gonna have the same kind of, how they had the spiked Dole Whips this for the flower and garden or whatever. I think they said they're gonna have the orange whips that they have at the Dole Whip stand, the orange soft serve with alcohol now. But yeah. Oh, we can talk about limited time magic this past week, which was at Hollywood Studios. The American Idol live tour was in town. I don't know what season this is. 13 what? There they just
is the show still on?
Yeah, apparently it is.
Season 12 finalists.
Season 12, that's it. And they came to Hollywood Studios this past week. They did a motorcade, which
judging that show now. I know it's none of the originals.
No, it's, but I don't know.
The cat fights that were going on, I'm sure there's been more replacements.
Who knows?
Drama queens.
But let's see. Yeah, they came this week. They did a motorcade. I think it was day before yesterday or yesterday. And then they did a question and answer on the stage in front of the hat. And then I think it was the finale show. Yeah, I think it was last night. Or Wednesday night, they did the finale show of the American Idol experience at Hollywood Studios, and then somebody came out to everybody at the show and said, guess what, guys? We're all giving you tickets for the American Idol concert tomorrow. And basically just came out and gave everybody in the theater, I think it was, or maybe everybody's performing, I'm not even sure, free tickets to the American Idol live concert, which I've won tickets to last year. It's not the greatest.
I was going to say, is that like Universal and they walk around giving people free wrestling tickets so they can fill up the audience?
Exactly. But, I don't know.
Wrestling.
Interesting. Limited time, thank God. But, and then another limited time magic, which is, I've expressed my disdain on Facebook for this, is the monstrous ice cream sundae returns. The ice cream sundae that they only had May 24th through the 25th for the 24-hour Monstrous Summer Day has returned this week, apparently. Does it say for this week? Yeah, just this week.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, well, thanks. One of the few things that I got during the 24-hour event that was specific for the 24-hour event is now back again.
Does it matter? It's not like you could resell it and the value's decreased.
No, I know, but it's just saying that we've already seen that was limited time magic for that day as well.
What was that Sunday anyway?
Huh?
What was it?
Oh, it's ice cream sundae.
I know, but what kind of ice cream?
Oh,
what kind of toppings? What was unique about it?
It had Monsters University stuff. I don't know, like these like chocolate claw things, and see, you can see it right there on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Wazowski little thing that was poking out of it.
Yeah,
it's
like
pretty
a
cute.
topper.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
a Mike Wazowski little thing poking out.
Like we talked about before. It's limited time magic. They're just running out of ideas.
Oh, they ran out of ideas the first week.
Yeah, now they're just scraping
Well, they didn't
by.
even have ideas when we got there from merch. I mean, I remember I was walking the other day when we were at the studios. The cart near the hat was selling the glasses and the Sully hat.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm so glad we didn't wait just for those things.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
The only unique thing they had was the overpriced shirt that said something I was there.
Which I got.
Yeah. What was I going to say? But even me and Hopkins both got the monogram 24-hour Monster Summer Event hats.
Yeah.
And I had a cast member friend send me a picture from Inside Property Control where they had a basket, a giant basket of all these monogram hats that we bought for what, $15-$20? For $325 or $375, brand new, perfect condition. Just they had so many of them.
It's so painful.
I haven't been there.
And it was like, oh,
but is that because the first 24-hour event they sold out of stuff?
Probably. So they overprepared. Just like this past year for Epcot's 30th, I'd been to the Magic Kingdom's 40th the year before, and they ran out of buttons. They ran out of maps, and then Epcot's 30th, they were giving away the 30th maps the next day.
Yeah.
On November 1st.
Yeah.
Or October 12th.
And
2nd, whatever it is.
The buttons. The buttons that we got. The Monsters University.
Monsters University. Still giving them away at the Monsters Inc.
Well, I
live floor.
remember leaving, they had cast members, right before the park was closing, with dump bins. Just getting whole handfuls and giving them to people.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I remember I was like, okay, and luckily I had my baggy shorts on with pockets. I was filled my pockets. I've got about like 3 dozen of those buttons right now.
I still see people with them because I believe they still give them out of the Monsters Inc. laugh floor occasionally. I still see people walking around with them.
Most of the Epcot 30th shirts, they brought a bunch of those back. We were at Mouse Gears today, and they brought a bunch of the retro ones back in stock.
Yep.
Oh!
Which one? Wait, which one? Not like that, the green one that has the 82 and everything. Those were not Epcot 30th ones.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
They have a lot. They have a decent stock of Epcot Center shirts that they just keep replenishing every once in a while.
But some of the newer ones, like the gray one and everything, then there's the green one.
Then
there was the blue one with the 82 and everything in Epcot. And then the
all different things. Like I think it was water skiing.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's why I forgot. At Mouse Gears, they had the Haunted Mansion hourglasses.
Yes.
I gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
Those
in a jewelry box.
I finally seen those.
Oh yeah, I saw one the other day. The jewelry box, I got one of those. It's pretty nice.
I need to get
with the little music box.
Coasters they had, the gravestone coasters.
I
haven't seen.
Do you guys know if Pecos Bills still has the Lone Ranger souvenir cups? I gotta get one of those.
Get one of those.
It's pretty small. I actually tried the root beer by itself, the frozen root beer.
Plastic or glass?
It's plastic. Obviously not gonna be glass.
I didn't think so, but
I tried it just alone in like a plastic cup or whatever, and it was delicious. The frozen root beer is very good.
All right, yeah. So a couple days ago, I did what is it called?
Yeah, the map's right there.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean. The
doesn't say.
Doesn't say. What does it say? Let's see here.
I think it's like Treasure of the Seven Seas. Doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
Look it up.
Yeah. Anyways, the Pirates treasure map game. So I did all 5 of them, which I've scanned and I will be putting up on the site so you can download and whatever.
Feel cool.
Look cool at them. It's actually they're done really well. Spencer talked about this on a couple earlier shows, but there's like 5 locations on each map, and it kind of bounces you back and forth. But what I was noticing when I played the game, a couple cool things is like, let's say you and some other party has the same map, and you both go to the same portal, and they go first, and then you go. It's not going to bounce you to the same spot so to tie it up. It actually sends you somewhere else, and then you go back to the other part. So it basically flops portals, which is pretty good because it kind of knows how to regulate the lines and everything else. I went through it. It was pretty dead, like no one else was doing it. I flew through the 5 maps pretty quickly, but it was fun. I haven't played Sorcerers of the Magic, but I've seen people playing it and everything. And me personally, I like this a little bit better. There's some areas where I wish the animatronics were a little bit more. There's some that are just stupid where it's just them talking.
Right.
But there is a storyline behind it. It's kind of neat. You got to do all 5 to kind of figure the whole thing out and get the grand finale at the end. But it was done really well. There was a couple of the animatronics that I thought were really cute and everything. I like that kind of stuff. Anytime you can put audio on animatronics, I'm happy.
Right.
You know.
And I mean, comparing it to Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, I think I might have said this on a previous episode too. They both have their, their highlights or whatever. Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom has its rewarding element, the fact that you're actually you're doing something, you're putting up a card, you're controlling it, while Pirates of the Caribbean, the Treasure of the Seven Seas, whatever it is, you have the physical element of it. Mm-hmm. So while you're not actually doing anything but pressing a card, a nondescript card against the scanner or whatever, you still get this physical stuff that's happening around you that you get.
Yeah. Now for me, they didn't give me a card. I used my AP.
Oh, really?
Because it had the RFID.
Really? So do they? I guess they still have to have the cards though.
Yeah, I still seen some people with the cards. I did when I did my first map. I got pulled to a side by a survey, and I did the survey, and that was one of the things that I mentioned. I was like, I didn't expect a card, because I had forgot that they had the cards for them. But I think something cool like that would be,
Right. But speaking of that kind of technology where they're making you use your annual pass I didn't talk about this on the last episode, but it happened, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I went on test track, and I went through the Fast Pass line, and normally before you go into the room, they're going to ask you if you have a Key to the World card or a green ticket. And if you don't have that, then they would give you one of the white RFID cards to design your car on and bring to the track.
Yeah.
They didn't ask that this time.
Huh.
And I got into the room, and my girlfriend said, wait, we don't have a card. So before the doors closed, I was able to run back out and tell the cast member, hey, I don't have a card. He had to go walk across the room to get me one. Normally they'll hold a stack in their hand. He had to go walk across the room to get me one and give it back to me. I went back into the room before the doors closed. And then I came back into the room, and half the room looked confused because half the room didn't have a card. He hadn't asked half the room, and they didn't know, or they didn't have cards. So I thought they weren't going to be able to design cars because then the door shut too, and none of them wanted to go through the door after it shut. But apparently the machines will start themselves after an amount of time. So they designed a car, but they weren't able to use any of the in-ride or post-show features because they didn't have a card to take with them.
That kind of seems like a cheat. You know, that they did all that kind of stuff. And I think we talked about this before when you were mentioning this. I thought that was part of like the deal with Chevrolet is that like if the computers like that go down, that they can't run the ride because it's part of the element of the ride.
Exactly.
You know, they made such a big deal about it.
Yeah, that is the experience.
Which I did finally get to ride test track, and I went through the single rider line, and I still did the car, but it's very simple as far as the design.
You just get to choose one.
But I mean, I know people complain it's just an overlay and everything else, and it's still the ride system. But they did it very well. When I went on it, now, I didn't go on it when it first opened up, so I don't know if anything wasn't working. Everything seemed to be working, the lights and everything. I'm a computer guy, so I like that little futuristic feel of it. You know, I thought it is very Tron-esque, you know. But I enjoyed it.
I liked it. I thought the same thing. And
Yeah.
every time I went on, I think I went on just a few weeks after it opened, and everything worked fine.
Yeah.
And it's worked fine every time I've gone on.
Yeah. I just missed the original dialogue, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish somewhere they could have squeezed in, you know, are you seeing an increase in lateral forces? Sure am.
Well, actually, you go on rides with, I'm sure any of you guys, but when I go with people, I pretty much just repeat all of those lines as we're going around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Making way for Avatar Land in Animal Kingdom now.
They still have Animal Kingdom?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh,
Surprisingly, I've been there I think 3 times in the last 2 weeks. It's an all-time record for me.
I've been there once for an hour since I moved here.
Yeah.
I've been there 3 times for a couple hours.
That was to get my
exactly. I was there for a couple hours and then left
that
promptly.
was to get my Animal Kingdom shot with the button blocking out certain letters.
Well, I just said to
That's right.
Brett today when we were at Epcot, and this is like a white people problem because I live so close to Disney World now. It's like, but Animal Kingdom's on the other side of the property, you know.
I don't want to go all the way over there. It takes me 5 minutes to get to any park but Animal Kingdom.
But Animal Kingdom is kind of like off in its own no man's land.
It is.
You know, it takes a little bit to get there.
All the way in the southwest corner.
Yeah.
Going back to what I was saying, making room for Avatar Land. The Festival of the Lion King Theater has been confirmed by Disney to be moving to the Africa section of the park from Camp Mini Mickey, making way for Avatar to take over the Camp Mini Mickey area.
Is that near Beastly Kingdom?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we had seen, the construction walls went up quite a while ago. I believe it was closer to Animal Kingdom's 15. But then they had the crane coming in. But we all knew, I have cast member friends that work in Animal Kingdom backstage. So, of course I knew way before because I know people that work at Folk. But Disney finally confirmed to cast members and everybody else that they're building this new Festival of the Lion King Theater.
Mm.
Speaking of construction walls, we were walking around World Showcase tonight, and we walked by Morocco.
Spice Road Table.
Spice Road Table actually has a definitive shape to it, with the scrims going around it.
Yes.
So it's definitely coming along. That's one thing. Obviously, they're going to make some serious money with reservations and dining, So they kick those things into high gear.
Right,
Because that's not
exactly.
something where somebody gets into the park and they get to utilize it as much as they want or as many times as they can get on for that price that they
Right.
paid to get in. This is something that every single person that utilizes it is going to have to pay for whatever they want and they
Exactly.
get.
It's a profit
So,
thing, yeah.
It's a
Which
repeated profit thing.
Which going with that, I still think that Disney Springs, they're gonna plow through that as
But
fast as they can.
That's been my point all along. When they want to get something done,
Yeah.
they can get it done.
Now, in other construction at Magic Kingdom, the side-facing Little Mermaid, almost all that rock work in the building's
Right.
done, and
Yeah.
it looks really
Very
good.
nice.
They're moving along
Yeah.
fairly quickly.
They just got to do the side facing the castle now.
Well,
and
that's
everything
one of
else.
those things. Now that they got the basic meat of that attraction done,
Yeah, and all the track laid out.
and, the hard stuff that has to be
Right.
perfectly precise. Now that that's done, I get a feeling everything else is going to come along very rapidly.
Right.
Yeah. And they pulled the crane out and everything,
Yeah.
so all the heavy lifting's done.
Yeah.
It doesn't
there
ruin
you
my
go.
vacation
Now it's just all the
anymore when I'm
shaping.
trying to take a picture of the castle.
Oh, until a few months from now when they're going to start putting the dream lights up on the castle or whatever you want to call them. And then you
Oh,
have
that's
the
right.
Yeah.
awesome castle crane.
Gonna ruin my day.
Oh,
when I go.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that they got to freaking put all the lights up again.
Giant crane.
Yeah.
At least it's not a cake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I wonder if the Festival of Lion King, which I still have to do it.
Oh, it's amazing. I just went on it a couple of
It is
days ago,
cool.
and it's amazing as always.
I did it
Is it?
twice.
It's
and it
wonderful.
Was
Okay.
It's
very
very
good.
delightful.
Now,
Never
is
gets
it
old.
done by the same people that kind of do Finding Nemo and like do the Broadway shows?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very
Okay.
it's
It's
somewhat
done by the former child actors of the 70s.
oh, but it's very similar I guess to the Lion King Broadway show. Not as much puppetry, but wonderful dancing, wonderful acrobatics.
Okay.
And singing, of course.
Yeah.
It's very well done.
But I wonder if they're going to make like almost a duplicate stadium, or if they're going to do any improvements on it. Or
From what for the place that it's in now, the venue that it's in now, is made perfectly and exactly for the show that they
Okay.
have there. So unless they were to make any major changes to the show, they wouldn't have to make any major changes.
well,
to the
I
new
wonder,
theater.
because they've been doing it for so many years now. I wonder if there's like any things like, hey, if we could move this way in the new
That's
building,
what
it
I'm
would have been a
guessing.
little bit
I'm
better
guessing
for
little
us.
things like that
Yeah.
that may not be
Right.
noticeable to the average
Right.
person. They'll make those changes just
Yeah.
because, like you said, they finish the show is going on and they're saying, if we could have do this or if we had done this,
Yeah.
this might have made the show better.
Right, and like I said, I have a source that works very close to Folk and Backstage Animal Kingdom. So once the construction of the theater is complete and they start the transition over there, I'm sure we can have some more information on that as it comes out. Being able to figure out those nuances and things like that might have been changed in the theater.
Let's see. Oh, is it August 20th, I believe? There will be a new Walt Disney World album and a new Disneyland Resorts album.
Yes.
That's gonna be good.
Wonderful. To replace the old Four Parks, One World CD.
Yeah. Which I've seen album work for that, and it's got the hat for Hollywood Studios.
Which is very weird.
But the 2014 gear
exactly.
doesn't. It
If
has
you
the
saw
Eiffel
Yeah,
Tower.
if you saw the photo that I tweeted, it has the Eiffel Tower on all the 2014 merchandise. The shirts, I think you might have seen a hat, but the hoodies, everything has the Eiffel Tower. But now
Yeah.
this, granted, it says it was a 2013 album.
Yeah.
So who knows if the 2014 album's gonna come out, and it might have it. But a lot of the things on the CD we already have on Four Parks One World. There's a few new numbers. I believe it's split up into 2 CDs now.
Yeah.
But it's very, very similar
Yeah.
to the Four Parks One World.
Is it same music?
A lot of the same
Oh,
music.
that's why.
A few switching up of tracks and a few new songs, but the majority of it is the same music.
I'll buy a copy and make you guys copies.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. I think they took out some of the changes. Like they took out the song that they had from the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management,
Okay.
and put in Enchanted Tiki Room.
Yeah.
But
Which I already have that from the Sherman Brothers album.
right, exactly. But confusing as it may be, they have a track labeled Test Track on there. Now, Four Parks One World had a horrible track named Test Track. Where it's
Yeah.
like, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Now, if they put the new version
Yeah,
of it,
that would be
be
so
pretty
man.
good.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome if they put new Test Track music. I'm just hoping it's like dun, 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 dun. That was horrible. But we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. You know, get a copy. We'll have a listening party.
Yeah.
What we should do is tell Disney if they don't step up and put new CDs with brand new music, we're gonna burn copies of them and hand them out.
Well, they got to make new attractions to have new music.
So the amount how many songs are on? Just give me a number. How many songs are on 4 Parks, 1 World?
24.
Okay,
But
so
it's
there's
all-
only 24 attractions in all
Yeah.
parks. There's enough music out there that if they made another CD set, they could use other music.
Like we've talked about before, and I don't know if it's been mentioned on any of this shows. What I would like is just to get straight background music. Of
Oh
all
yeah,
the
Same
area
songs.
here.
music, an area
Yeah.
music CD.
And
I'm-
area
that's the
music,
thing.
yeah.
Not even counting that. I would pay for a 10-disc CD set with
Yeah.
all that music. Again, we get into, if Disney was smart, they would develop an online store, and similar to Amazon stores and Apple stores.
Throw it up on iTunes.
Whatever, but
Yeah.
develop something where they put all of their music that they have, every
Yeah.
single bit of it, and even have it so that if you pay a monthly charge, you can download as much as you want. You pay $99.99 a month or $49.99 a month, and you can download all the music you want.
That's a lot.
But
Yeah.
you got to think about it. How much music is out there
Yeah.
in every park, in every park across, in
Yeah.
every individual park across every continent.
Right.
Which
That's a ton of
and that would be
music.
cool if it was sourced music, like E82.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, his music.
It's
I would
phenomenal
love
sight.
to find out how the heck he
I
gets
always
that
wonder that.
and makes it so
Well, the
clear. I
nice
mean, he
thing
does
too
an
is
awesome
he
job
lets
of those.
anybody who goes to his site download
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
for no charge. He's more than happy to share it.
Which, if you guys do download from his site, I've donated a few bucks
Yes.
his way. Donate
Yes.
something to his way.
Be cool, donate.
Yeah, because he does do a lot of work
It's a
and
lot
does
of
some
money, yeah.
like Captain EO is almost perfect. There's a couple little spots where it dropped just a little bit because of probably some sound degradation and everything else. But other than that, man, it's top notch.
It's like when you go out to eat and for some reason they comp part of your meal.
Yeah.
You know, leave the waitress a little bit extra for a tip.
Oh, that's like for my birthday, man. I got my free Denny's meal, but my free Grand Slam, which was delicious. But you rent Denny's, you don't own Denny's. But I left her. I had a cup of coffee, which I paid for, and then my Grand Slam was free, and I left her a $10 tip. But that's just
Whoa.
because she was, really nice and everything else. It was my birthday, man.
Birthday
I gotta tell, I will say it every single show until Disney reviewers actually come across and listen to it. I wish so bad Disney would put everything up on iTunes or somewhere, even if they wanted
Yeah.
it all for themselves. Put something up on your site where you can just purchase all the music you have, every single thing you have in your files. Old Journey to Imagination, new Journey to Imagination, Food Rocks, Wonders of Life,
Yeah.
Body Wars, Cranium Command.
They probably don't have any of that
Everything.
music. They probably threw it all away when they
You
destroyed
never
it.
know. You never know. But
Because
if
they don't have any videos of it
Yeah.
anymore.
But if they did, if they had it, and if they had to clean it up, put
Right.
it up there. There is countless people that would pay money
Right.
for that. I know I would. It's just another way Disney could easily make money amongst numerous people.
Which I'm surprised someone in marketing hasn't capitalized on
Right.
that.
Me too, but that's why I said I just keep saying it until light finally dawns on the right person's ears.
Right, but I'm going back to what you said that they probably don't have it anymore. And well, that seems like it would make sense. I highly doubt that. As we've seen, they still play the tracks at River Country, or they
Yeah.
did up until
Yeah,
probably
that's
recently
true.
that they
Those
did,
things.
because
River
they're all in a
Country.
room. Who the hell knows where this room is, and who knows where
Yeah.
it's controlled at?
River
These things-
Country backgrounds, all the original stuff that we can go on for hours naming.
right? Exactly.
Hoopty Doo Review.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phantasmic.
Everything.
Yeah. That would be.
They're all just sitting in a room somewhere.
No.
I understand.
They're at DAC.
That's it.
I understand when I'm.
This board controls the bird in Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
I know my idea of making walkthroughs for every park, every resort, and then making money off selling them that way. I can understand their excuse, which is, well, if people watch this, they're not going to want to come down here. Which it's actually the opposite. If people watch it, they're going to want to come down even
Right.
more because they're going to see what they're missing. Just because you're watching it, it doesn't give you the same feeling of being here. But
when they do it too, like if they had like a walkthrough, like a virtual walkthrough, they should have Stacey J walking through.
Yeah.
Holding your hand.
Yeah.
Oculus Rift with Stacey J.
Oh, that would. They actually, the Oculus Rift, man. Oh, dude, I hope Horizons Resurrected does that, man.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yes.
Which, sorry, I gotta get comfortable. No, they can see this.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse the viewers.
You said comfortable.
That's that.
The Mashville Express or the Lights Motors Action?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. We gave you a refurb list last week, but we're gonna add to that now, and that Lights Motors Action of everything. Lights Motors Action is closing for a brief refurb in November.
I don't like the word brief. This needs to be closing for a new addition / expansion to the studios. Whether it be, well, I'm guessing with Star Wars Land, they are still not 100% about adding something from Cars Land, because I'm guessing it won't be a whole Cars Land if it's not a complete Cars Land. Do we really want a fraction of Cars Land? I personally would rather see the money go completely into Star Wars Land.
Which, Lights Motor Action, it really, but the thing is, we've talked about this before. Disney will paint a building and then tear it down.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they just
That's true.
They have to do some general maintenance.
Do a refurb even if it's only for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, the whole thing's gutted.
Yeah.
Right.
But Lights Motor Action, like we talked about that before. I think it was you, Spencer, that brought it up that Osborne Lights.
Right.
You know, if the expansion comes to fruition and everything, which most likely it's heading that way, that Osborne Lights might just go completely away.
Right.
Which that is a big killer for Hollywood studios.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their main draw during the winter.
holiday.
Yeah.
I really can't see them eliminating that and not having something to replace it.
I wonder if they could move it on Hollywood Boulevard.
I don't.
Like down by Haunted Mansion.
They'd have to have another Streets of America
I'm an
type
idiot.
thing.
Tower of Terror.
Right.
A Hollywood Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard.
There's
I'm
not
way off.
there's the building. There's not enough building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's too many broken up sections.
Aerosmith.
But that's so small.
Inside of Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Seizure
That would
tastic.
be cool. That would be cool. But like I remember I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah.
We had talked about the possibility of a Monstropolis coming to the studios. I think it was with Jim Hill. Possibility of Monstropolis coming to the studios, and then that being the setting for the Osborne Lights.
That'd be really cool.
And that's going to take the place of Streets of America.
Right.
I don't know how much of that is going to come to fruition or any part of it, but that was.
Yeah, because I can't imagine them just. I mean, all those lights, because they've replaced really the original Osborne light set that they purchased.
Well, they're now
Did they
100% LED lights.
Yeah, they're 100% LED.
Okay.
Yeah. Osborne had old lights and everything, but he bought them all.
Yeah, exactly. It was his
Disney
huge
bought them
collection.
all. Yeah.
Now that's the thing. Did he bought the whole thing, rights and everything?
Disney bought all his physical lights from him.
Okay.
And the rights to the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they weren't renting it, so it's not like the rights
you know
are
what?
up.
Come to think about it, I mean, he died last year.
Last year, yes.
So it kind of.
Right. That's what I was just going along that track.
It kind of makes sense, but
Also,
it's a shame because that light show is really good.
It's wonderful.
Well, if they own it completely, they're not just renting or leasing it from
Yeah.
the If they own it, I could see that if everything needed to be changed, if everything was changed, them redoing something along the same lines and renaming it.
Yeah,
Because
but
it's
what I'm
not
saying,
Osborne
well,
Family.
they don't need to rename it. But what I'm saying
I'm
is
just saying
those
they could.
physical lights. I mean, they
Right.
own all
Well,
that
yeah.
stuff
But that's the thing is, if they
Yeah.
own it all, they could
and all the
come back,
framework and everything
they
that they put up.
redo something somewhat new, rename it so it's now theirs. Because you know
Yeah.
Disney is about their property, and
But-
if they own it, there's not going to be anybody to bring.
But the thing is, when they start construction, that's the thing is,
Streets of America are going to go on.
Yeah, it's
They're
gonna be gone.
well, that's the thing is, if
but then
they
you're gonna have
bring
to
something
wait.
back.
You might have to wait 2 or 3 years until
Oh, you
whatever they're
definitely-
building
right.
is finished.
And if they did come with like a Monstropolis, then that would be the likely place that the Osborne.
You know,
lights
if they
would
did,
go.
you know, we've heard that they're not going to do Radiator Springs, but if they did the Strip, of the
Yeah.
town. They
Yeah.
could do it there,
Right.
of
Right.
Radiator Springs. That would look pretty cool. I mean,
A while back, I had heard something. There's a lot of free space over by Tower of Terror Rock and Roller Coaster where they have the Darth Mall during Star Wars weekends, and the possibility of moving Streets of America over there. And that's an interesting theory. I mean, they have a decent amount of space back there for sure. It's all parking lot right now, obviously, as you can see if you can go there during Star Wars
Here's
weekends.
the thing, though. Sunset is too narrow
Exactly,
to be a
for that
connecting
crowd.
corridor
Yeah,
from
exactly.
one area to
Well,
another.
and plus two, you're getting all those people outside of the perimeter of the main
Yeah.
gated area.
It's too
like they would
far
have to put up construction walls
Yeah.
and everything else.
It's a great location because it's
Yeah.
off, but for someone to have to travel just for that, which they would during the
Yeah.
season, that's a long haul. I mean, the where Streets of America is located, it's fairly centralized
Right.
because you've got stuff on the left, stuff on the right, and now, of course, Star Wars Land is going to make it even more so.
Animation Courtyard.
That too.
They could do it kind of in that area.
Yeah, actually, they could. They could. It'd be on a
Because
smaller scale.
they could set most of the stuff on top of the buildings and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And and that's another thing though is if you've seen the crowds at the Osborne
Ooh.
Lights,
Yeah.
there's no way that little courtyard is going to
Yeah.
hold them all.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
And plus, I mean, you've got two very narrow
I
ways
hope-
to get in and out of there.
Yeah, I kind of hope when they do the refurb, they kind of do, or the new lands and everything, that they kind of expand that area or move. You'd have to destroy those buildings though to create any more space. That's the big problem. That is just a bottleneck.
I hope when the time comes, they return my phone calls so I can tell them what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Disney ever would do that. Hold your breath, man. They'll give that call. And one of the last things.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, another little news tidbit. They were doing a new Magical Express test this week. Obviously, if you've stayed at a Disney resort and you've flown in, you know what the Magical Express is. That is the bus that'll take you directly from the Orlando International Airport to your Disney resort. You can check in on the bus and have everything ready for when you get there. They'll pick up your baggage even. You don't even have to worry about that, and they'll deliver it right to your hotel room. They also will take you back once your vacation is over. You have to check in however many hours early and be there at your resort ready to go. However, this past week at Port Orleans Resort, Disney was testing that you can check in for your flight, drop off your luggage, and then get on a bus to downtown Disney instead of the airport. And you
Buy
can
more
spend
stuff.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can spend your last few hours at the Walt Disney World Resort buying things and eating things at the downtown Disney area, and then get on your Magical Express bus. Don't even go back to your resort. You get on your Magical Express bus at downtown Disney. That will then take you to the Orlando airport.
That's actually pretty genius.
That's an obvious
It is.
piece
Yeah.
of genius.
Yeah.
Because, again, even if, first of all, if someone only has a few bucks left, they're probably going to get something, if they get something small, never mind
Right.
something big. Second, with all the restaurants and places to eat, the odds are they're going to say, before we go, let's grab something to eat there. So we're not.
You think about it. What are you going to do? You have a few hours left on your last day. You're either going to A, sit by the pool and not spend money, or B, sit in your hotel room, not spend money, or C, go to downtown Disney now and they can take all your money.
Yeah.
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 Or you
Disney
could be
wants every dime.
Or you could do D and try to be crazy and cram in a park and then miss your flight.
Can I please get in the fast pass line? I got a flight to catch in
Yeah.
an hour. I gotta be at the airport in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, with the My Magic Band, it'll all work itself out. They'll figure it out.
That's it.
Yeah. Other than that, that was pretty much it.
About it this week.
Again, like to thank Christy Gamble and Alex DeSilvia for meeting up with us.
DeSilva.
DeSilva.
DeSilvia
Jeez.
is his wife's name.
Alex DeSilva. For hanging out with us. It was nice meeting.
Josh Fenton.
Oh yeah, Josh
Thanks
Fenton
for
hanging
coming
out
out.
with us.
About
Yeah,
friggin' time. How long have you been gone? You used to come up every couple weeks. I haven't seen you for months.
yeah.
Stop spending money on pink sake. Get your butt up here.
Yeah, dude, he loves the pink sake.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Lovely.
it was nice meeting Brandon.
Yes, it was.
Bernard.
It was very nice to meet a very, very enthusiastic fan of the show.
It
Yeah.
was nice to not meet any of you
And
guys
his daughter.
this week.
His daughter was
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes.
And his daughter, I don't care what people say, but especially about the fact of those that complain about New Fantasyland, his daughter is who New Fantasyland was made for.
Yeah.
She is the epitome of the young girl that Disney catered to when they created New Fantasyland. she seemed to be in her dreamland when she was there.
She looked tired to me.
Oh no, she wasn't. She was tired, but I could tell she was tired, but she was too excited.
She was probably like,
to want
"Who's
to sleep.
Daddy talking to? These freaking Riri's."
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's what she said. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That's what she said. Yep.
Who's these idiots?
Yeah. She was these fucking retards. I
Why,
heard her.
why is that guy giving Daddy a weird look? That was still funny, man. Because he was walking past, and I'm looking at him like a creeper almost. Like, I know you from
You keep
somewhere.
forgetting you don't have the beard. You can't give that look anymore.
I know.
Oh.
That's for Christy.
I kept doing the creeper look to Christy.
Freaking her
And
out.
she was freaking out. I ruined wishes for her, and I'm so
Oh.
sorry. She was very upset with me later on. But
And
I
then
ruined
we
wishes.
made sure to cap the night off with, let's all go to Polly for a drink. And
Yeah.
then we went, and then by that time none of us wanted to drink because
Yeah,
it was
we
too
were
late.
so tired.
So
Yeah.
next time, Christy.
Yeah. Before we end the show here, I want to do a little shout out for our Vacation Pixie sponsor.
Good job.
Shout out
Take
our Vacation
three.
Pixie. Yeah. All right, before we end the show here, I want to do a little shout out for our sponsor, Pixie Vacations. Disney has released that once again for the fall there is free dining now. So be sure to plan your vacation with Pixie Vacations.
Have they actually
It's
released
sponsored-
that?
Yes, they
Disney?
have.
Okay, good.
They have
because
now. Yeah.
There were travel agencies that were announcing it before it was released by Disney, and they
Right.
were violating their agreements. by
Right, but now it
announcing
is
that.
officially announced by Disney that fall is free dining at Disney. So get your reservations with Pixie Vacations today.
Free dining! Oh, also on the Disney Park blog, it's their video of the family truckster from Vegas. Why do I keep saying Vegas Vacation?
The moose out front should have told
From
you.
vacation.
National Lampoon's
National Lampoon's
Vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah, so that's up on there, and
That was brilliant.
yeah, that was. You can also check their. I believe they have it on Mice
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah. All right. Well.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, it looks like that'll be it for this week's episode. If you have any questions or comments for us, you can send us a message using our Contact Us link on our homepage, or you can send us an email directly at questions@wdwfanboys.com. If you'd like to help us promote the show, every post on our page offers a one-click link to Facebook and Twitter. Just click the links on our site to let your friends know that you enjoy our podcasts and blog posts. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at WDWFanboys, or join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/WDW Fanboys. And while you're at it, head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. And remember, if you're shopping on Amazon.com, don't forget to navigate to our Amazon links on our homepage. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help us out because every purchase you make through our links lets us receive a portion of your purchase price, which in turn helps improve show content and helps with running costs. And remember, if you do spend more than $1,000 worth of merchandise in a 12-month period, let us know, and we'll send you a free Fanboys t-shirt. Have a good one. Don't forget to join us again next week.